My name is Jennifer. I'm the owner and founder of Timeless Living. Welcome to Self-Expression Weekly, your resource for inspiration and guide for a fully expressed life. Each week, my guests are going to bring me to the places they feel most at home, and they're going to share insights, stories, and their best secret about self-expression. And this week, I'm having Mariel and Brandyn, the lady Savants. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. We're excited to have you here.
Awesome. So where are we here today?
This is my home. This is
my second home.
Brandyn's second home.
This is where we met.
Yes, actually,
Oh, wow.
Brandyn used to live 2 houses down from here.
That's where all the magic happens.
Yeah.
What is the story about this home in particular? Because you just said that, you know, it's where you met, and I know you guys are now business partners and going through this unbelievable venture together. So,
Yes, it's definitely an adventure.
Absolutely. When Brandyn lived 2 houses down, we both have our oldest kids are the same age, and we just kind of became really good friends. We're both from Texas. We both gave birth in the same hospital. She's like my sister from another mother, but we started crafting and painting furniture out of our garages downstairs about 2.5 years ago. And just getting our creative juices flowing and trying to sell it, and
Just bored, trying to find a hobby.
Trying to find a hobby, something to do, something that really fulfilled us, and
Turned it into a business.
yeah.
It was
wow.
a little small business, and
At my son's birthday party,
Yeah.
Brandyn comes. I have an idea.
we're entrepreneurs. That's what we do. That's what we do. We just always are continuously thinking and coming up with ideas and trying new things. So we did, and we started a small little painting business, and that's when the idea of an online marketplace came about. And we've kind of turned, Lady Savant's all about an online marketplace, and now it's turned into a little club of women that support each other.
Yeah, we were always. Well, I was always an inspiration junkie. So
Nice.
I always say, I'm always reading these like Wayne Dyer books and self-help books and things that would always keep me inspired.
Right.
And when we were painting furniture and we were looking for a marketplace to sell it without having to pay like crazy shipping charges, I was like, it would be so cool if there was something local where we could actually interact and connect with other women.
And it really exploded because, I see a lot of, like, your project that you're doing. Like, now you have your new magazine coming out and her wine project and all these, like,
A lot.
a lot. And it's very inspirational.
Yeah, as I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, you were the first person we met in Hoboken.
yeah.
That is
helped
true.
us with that stuff.
And it's so amazing.
I remember the dinner we sat at. That was our first
Oh,
time
I
that we sat
remember.
down. And you were so kind to us and so
Thank you.
open, and you were the
Yeah, I mean,
Hoboken's
that's
Women's
what.
Network. Yeah.
Totally. When I met Jennifer, I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep doing this.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be girls like her.
And it was
really
fun. It was out of
yeah.
my, my territory and what I'm comfortable, out of my comfort, my zone.
She thinks
and
she's shy. I'm like,
I
I mean, knowing that both of you are moms. I mean, Brandyn, you have 3 kids. You have another one coming on the way.
chaos.
What is your biggest challenge as a mom and a businesswoman?
Time management and learning how to turn it off. When you're starting something new, you put your heart and your soul, and it's really hard to go, okay, I have 3 little ones here, it's time to play on the floor, and turn it
Right.
off completely, turn off your computer, turn off your phone, not listen. It's hard. It's really hard.
Right.
You just do it the best you can do. So, day by day. Day by day.
Yeah, and then also it becomes a motivator in your life. I feel like, for me at least, I want my kids to see, especially we have all boys.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we want their mommy. We want their interpretation of a woman to be someone who is out there
Right.
trying to make things happen. And our kids know that we have a ton of balls in the air. They do.
But it's nice because I'm like, he goes, well, Mom, do you wish you didn't have to work sometimes? I'm like, yes, but you know what? Mommy created this. And, you know, Miss Mariel and I are both our own bosses. Oh, you're your own boss.
That is cool. That is cool.
Yeah.
So in spite of all of that, like, what inspires you to keep going? Because that's a lot of, you know, when your kid tells you, Mommy, why you work all the time? Or
yeah, it is. It's hard. Because you can't quit. I mean, you know,
it's your baby.
You've started something, and we're not quitters. And Mariel motivates me, honestly.
That's good. I think it has to do with loving what you do.
Yes,
oh,
and having a passion.
I think
for it.
really having a passion for what you do just drives us. And so sometimes when we haven't gone as fast as we would want to, even though you guys think, oh my God, you guys have done so much in so little time.
right.
For us, it's like, well, we expected to be here. But I'm like, you know what, Brandon? I think it's good that we're not going as fast as you and I expect, because there's so much learning in the process.
And things evolve.
Things evolve, different opportunities come, and everybody needs, like, the universe gives you that time period that you really truly need to evolve as a person, in your business, creatively, and you just have to appreciate that journey.
Yeah, and it's very important to have a goal, like you have many goals that all goes together, but also, like, you know, thinking that it will go that way, like it's a straight line, like it won't go that way. Like it's, whenever we tackle something, it's like this, that,
right.
And it's living is the ride, or else it's just like, you know, I'm blind and walking like a zombie sort of
Exactly.
So what do you like the most about each other? She's more patient, or what is this?
Brandon is very sensitive and patient and non-critical. I've never felt criticized about an idea. Like, we're very, I don't know. I think it was just, it was just a match made in heaven, I think.
Yeah.
Can I marry you?
Yeah.
It's on video.
And I love the way that Mariel is she's so positive. I mean, she always sees the positive side. So, I mean, there are times I can be negative, and she's like, come on, snap out of it. And and she does. And it's amazing. And that's even, not just with work. That's just through friendship and through life, and me venting to her as a mom and different issues in your marriage or whatever it could be. Your daily obstacles that you face. So she's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What would be your biggest failure? I know you said earlier that there's no such thing as failure, and yes, it's all about like how we view them. But what would you think that
so far?
Oh, maybe taking the time to really, we're doers. So we get the idea and we just jump, we go.
Right.
So I think maybe if there's times that maybe we need to slow down a bit and really do the research behind it, think more about things, and just, slow down a bit.
Gotcha.
We are just like on a fast track. So we probably would have saved us a little bit of money, and it probably would have saved us a little bit of, time. So that part, but nothing. But you know what? You learn from that. So once again, you can turn it into a positive.
So what do you feel was your biggest gift that you have?
Besides each other, I think that we're both very passionate individuals, and we're both very spiritual. We both really believe. We both have a ton of faith. I think I've always said if I don't have any talents, I think my faith is legit.
Right. Gotcha.
And I think Brandon shares that as well. So I think that's that one core value that we both have. And I'm not talking about we're religious, go to church every Sunday, or anything like that.
Right.
But we should. But it's just this core value of wanting to spread goodness.
And when did you learn to actually own that gift? Because a lot of times the gift that we have, like, it's almost also like, it seems to shoot ourselves in the foot.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm passionate. Damn.
Yeah.
Jump off a cliff. Off a cliff.
Well, mine's, and mine's sometimes empathy and sensitive, and like we were saying it. And it's funny because I've had this conversation with Mariel recently, and I'm learning more about myself. And as you get older and as you go through these things, you're like, oh, this is why I feel this way. And what I need to do to stop feeling this way. I'm a sponge, I just, like, if you're in a great mood, I can sponge right off of it. But if you're in a bad mood, or you can, someone can hurt my feelings really easily.
Right.
And that's where I've got to learn to hold back and know that not everyone's going to like me, and not everyone's going to like my
Yeah.
ideas, and, you know, and not everyone's going to like every event I throw.
But it's like we meet somewhere in the middle, because for me, it's like,
I do too.
I'm a little bit more hard-headed. I don't get easily affected.
Right.
I don't take things personal. Brandon does. Like, we're complete opposites in that way.
Mhm.
So I've learned that however I feel, I need to move towards her
Like
side.
soften it up a
Like
little bit.
soften it
Right.
up. And
What is your best self-expression secret? Bum, bum, bum.
Dun, 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 dun. Good question. Secret.
The secrets.
Mine would be, when you ask that question, like, I feel like the one thing that makes me be self-expressed the way that I express myself, right?
Mhm.
And I've just always been very, I'm not easily influenced. I'm not easily influenced by the status quo. That just never did anything to motivate me
Right,
to
right.
do anything. People said, you have to, this is what you have to, how you live and what you have to do. I was like, okay, that's how you live. That's how you live. See ya! But then like I said earlier, I'm not inspiration junkie. Like, I'm always looking for someone to feed off their positivity. Like,
Right.
I see you doing all these cool things. I'm like, what is she doing? That's awesome. Because that makes me feel good. Not because I'm competitive. I'm
Right.
actually not competitive at all with people, but I'm very competitive with myself.
Mhm.
Like, I always demand the best.
Right.
What about
And
you?
I feel like mine's just in the moment of, like, I love people in general. I love communicating with people. I love, you know, even like at our events and doing things like that, I love hearing their story, just spending time with people. And mostly I feel like I'm fully me, of course, with most people, but it's when you're with your family, with your loved ones. My 3 little boys sitting around the table, and with my husband, all of us together, which is sometimes very hard. You know, being all together at one time, I think, is the most fulfilling self-expression I am, because I'm just me, you know.
Right.
That's,
It's like
that's
your
where I'm
anchor.
the happiest. That's where that's where I feel most fulfilled. So.
Awesome. Well, thank
Yeah,
you, ladies.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
This
Anything
is
else you would
fun.
like to add?
I think we've pretty much covered most of, you know, definitely check out ladysavant.com. It is for everyone. It's not just for entrepreneurs or business owners. A lot of our events are for the everyday woman. One of the most important things when we started this is that, you know, I feel that women go through so many different changes and transitions in life, and it's always great to expand your network and keep learning from each other. And that's what this is all about. So we do everything from painting classes to feng shui classes to getting your toes done to facials to all sorts of things. It's just spending time
All
together.
fun things, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me in your home.
Yeah, thank you.
That was
Thank you.
fabulous.
I'm very honored. So.
Stay for lunch.
Yeah. And viewers, thank you for watching. It was a pleasure to have you watching us today. And if you have any questions, comments, please do so below. And please make sure to visit www.selfexpressionseries.com. I'm having workshops upcoming in 2015, and you might want to check it out. Have a good day.
Bye.